welcome to Rapid Reviews Radio Podcast, episode 235. Wow. I just, consciously realized that is a really big number. I am your co-host, Kiley Wilde, and I'm joined by my ever-present co-host, and some tequila, Pete Beckett.
Apparently I'm now tequila.
Tequila Pete. That is an awesome name.
I mean, I'm being
Pete,
Mexico next week, so you know.
Yeah, there you go. Drink some tequila, and then you can be Tequila Pete.
I am not drinking tequila.
Oh, I love it. So good.
Gross.
Oh, yes.
Disgusting.
This is 2:35. Johnny's still alive.
Nah, Johnny dead.
Oh, don't say that. I love that. I love Short Circuit. I love all 80s movies. I'm not going to lie. Also, I am going to plug Danker right quick. I'm sorry. Well, it's videos. Only because he's restoring some old television stuff, and I saw a couple of them caught my eye. I didn't realize it was Danker stuff. They caught my eye, and I was like, oh, wow. I didn't know that the UK had Finders Keepers. I thought that was only a US thing.
We did.
So, yeah. I forgot what we called it. It might have been Finders Keepers, but
Danker, share the channel, please. I need to see this.
Yeah, Danker's like, plug what? But yes, yeah, I didn't know that. So that's kind of crazy to me. It is weird.
Well, this has gone off the rails already.
It has, but it's our episode before spring break. Not true, because it's not called spring break. But we are taking a very brief 3-week hiatus. But for you guys, it'll only be 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So, because we've got a supplemental episode, as they say.
Yes.
But I kind of did go off the rails, but it is me. So, Pete, usually I have an intro I say at this point, but we're past that now. We're old friends. How's your week been?
Christ. Enough of the niceties. Just, how's your week been?
Yeah, whatever. Yeah,
you can go talk for 10 minutes and I'll just sit here and drink.
Have a drink.
Yeah, basically it's what it is. It's alright because I'll talk for 10 minutes and then I'll be like, right, Kylie, how's your week? And I'll just sit here going,
yeah. And Steven
again.
is correct. You want to read that? Because he is correct.
If this is episode 235 and you do this once a week, you must have been going for 4.5 years. Well, kind of.
A little bit longer.
But because we've had several breaks in that time. We don't record over Christmas.
We used to. We used to not take any. The first 2 years, I think, we didn't take anything off.
No, but then, things got in the way. We had, a month, I think, last year. No, the year before, 2023, where I moved house. Then I think it was a good couple of weeks because I got married last year. So, Kylie's had stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've had things going on, I've had things going on.
Like vacations and getting married. Those aren't
No. We've also taken time off for mental health reasons because that is important.
Yeah, no, it is important. We used to actually, and it's weird that this has kind of become a kind of retrospective episode. It wasn't meant to be.
It's because it's the final one for a while.
Yeah, for a while. But we used to do, actually, for a very long time, till after COVID, after the lockdowns, we did a mental health segment.
It started out as you've got this, and then it came we've got this because we're a community. Yeah. We look after each other.
Exactly. So yeah, we are big proponents of le mental health. But
yes. All right. Well, I'll answer the question now.
Yes,
it's been a relatively alright week actually. I've been off this week, so I've just been mentally physically preparing myself for what's about to go ahead next week with me going away.
Yeah.
I was actually supposed to be going up to the PlayStation concert in Birmingham, but unfortunately that got cancelled because Clair had some reasons. So, which was a shame, but hey, meant I got to spend some time at home just relaxing. So there was something cool that got to happen as a result of it. I got to play games. Hooray!
Games? What are those? I don't know what those are.
So there's these things, right, that appear on your screen, and you play them usually with a controller or a keyboard and mouse, like a controller like this.
YouTube videos.
Yeah, I played a YouTube video. No. So this is where I broke, things will get a bit weird in the pre-recorded one. I spoke about South of Midnight.
Oh, that's right, yes.
Where I hadn't finished the game. And full disclosure, last week I said I was done.
Yes, you did.
This week I am actually done. Because I finished the game. I couldn't leave it unfinished. I'm sorry, guys. I let you all down. So I now have some final thoughts about the actual game.
What are they? Because I need to play this. I do.
The game is, well, across the entirety of my playthrough, I didn't think it pulled up any trees. It wasn't the most inventive game. It wasn't the most creative. It was very sort of over-the-shoulder, third-person action game. Third-person action game.
Tequila Pete.
Yep. The enemy types were a bit generic. The story was a bit bobbins, to use a northern vernacular.
Yeah.
It wasn't the best game, to be honest. However, the last couple of chapters were actually somewhat decent.
Right.
What are you doing?
I'm getting my controllers.
Oh, right, okay.
For my lights, because they might be driving me a little nuts.
Okay, alright, I thought you were pointing to something. It was very off-putting. No, so, the last couple of chapters on it, they're relative, I think 13 is relatively short, 14 is relatively short as well. And
I like relatively short.
The final boss fight actually was, it was a culmination of everything that you'd done in previous fights, but it had 4 different phases to it, and it was relatively decent. It had a good emotional payoff, I guess, across the entirety of the story. But like I said, the moment-to-moment gameplay was not overly engaging to me in much ways. Yeah, it was what I put in the Discord, in the Rapid Reviews UK Discord, so that's a quick plug. I put this as the literal definition of an IGN 7.
Right. Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's a middle of the road game, I think.
Yeah.
Stunningly, visuals were stunning, a very, very good looking game, but I didn't think there was much else going for it. But hey, I finished it.
Well, that's what counts.
Yes.
Really.
But there was a reason why I wanted to get it off my plate, because there was another big game that released this week that I just wanted to finish this one so that I could move straight onto this and not go,
It's Oblivion, isn't it, Pete?
Hell no. No, I'm playing the other RPG that came out this week that got completely overshadowed by Oblivion Remastered.
Yeah, that's bad. The timing on that was so bad. I'm not gonna lie.
So this is Clair Obscure Expedition 33.
Yes.
I need to actually search out some information because I can't even remember the name of the developers who made this. Anyway, it doesn't really matter because it is their first game.
Wait.
It's their very first game. So, hang on.
I know who the developers were. They came from other projects.
They have, yeah.
Oh, man. Kepler. That's it. Dagger. You got it. Dagger got it. It's Kepler. We know Kepler.
Well, it's published by Kepler, but it's Sandfall Interactive who are the ones who developed it. They've had developers come from here, there, and everywhere. They formed their own studio based out front. Former Ubisoft developers, so yeah, that makes sense. But this is their first game, and it is a massive, and by massive I mean massive, RPG. Is that
good? Is that a good thing?
Well, considering that this has got a massive world map to it,
I love it already.
a lot of characters, a lot of different play styles, a lot of mechanics. It's ambitious to say the least for a relatively small team as their first game. I'll go over the good and then I'll go over the bad, because I think there's been a lot of positivity about this game. So for those who don't know much about it, you play as a character named as Gustav.
Oh, cool.
And basically there is an entity that has pretty much taken over the entirety of the planet, and from the age of 100 has counted down all the way to currently where you are, which is 33. Anyone of that age, when it counts down, dies and disappears, basically, much like the end of Infinity War, just turned to dust.
Right.
So, as Gustav, the leader of Expedition 33, you are making your way out to try and stop this entity from taking another set of lives from this particular part of France. It's a very strange story, not gonna lie, but it's an RPG. Stories are quite extensive and quite ridiculous when they come to RPGs anyway. From what I can tell.
No, that is true. That is very true.
But what I found about it so far is that every single one of the characters all has their own set of motivations for wanting to go on the expedition. They are fully fleshed out, full actual human characters, and the voice acting is fantastic. The visuals are superb, and the gameplay is unbelievably good. So it is a turn-based RPG. You have a party of... You start out as a party of 1, then it's 2, then 3, and I've now just got up to the point where I'm about 7-8 hours in.
Right.
And I've got a 4th party member, so your main party is free, but you can swap and change between them. It has extensive skill trees and weapon upgrades, stuff like that.
Ooh, very cool.
But each one has a very unique play style. So Gustav's main play style is that he has an arm that basically charges up. The more hits that you do, the more dodges you do, the more parries you do, charges up, and then he can unleash quite a massive magic
like a limit
move.
Break.
Basically,
like
it's kind of a limit break, but it's not.
Okay.
It's tied to action points. So the system is that each turn you gain 1 AP, but you'll gain more AP for doing certain things like dodging and parrying. So the more AP he gains, the more AP that you gain, the better spells that you can use, essentially. One of the characters, Lune, she uses different elemental magic, and her weapon is basically it's called stains. So you can do different elemental magic. Once you get 4 stains on her weapon, she does more damage. And then the names are very French, by the way. Maëlle, I think, is which is Gustave's sister.
Oh, okay.
She is mainly a stance character, so she can attack using elemental magic, but it will change her stance between a virtuous stance, a defenseless stance, an attacking stance, or a defensive stance.
Right.
And the character that I've just picked up, I can't remember her name, but she's more about light and dark magic.
Oh, right. Okay. I like that.
And she's sort of like a trickster, like Gambit. So, yeah, pretty cool. So each character has a very unique play style. The thing that I really love about this game, actually, is whilst it being a JRPG... Oh, thank you. Jonathan Ober, friend of the show, has raided with a party of 2. Thank you very much.
Hey, what were y'all doing over there? Tell us in the comments.
Howdy. So, yeah, the thing that I love about this being... with it being a turn-based RPG, it has action RPG elements. So it has a timing-based parry mechanic, timing-based dodge system. Oh, it's so good. Like this, and I'll go over the bad quickly before I carry on. This is a UE5 game, and UE5 games have a bit of issues when it comes to frame rates and some janky visuals here and there.
Okay.
That being said, I think the developers themselves have done a fantastic job of balancing all of that out, and I can't wax lyrical enough about this game. I think it's unbelievably good, and I'm so glad that it's on Game Pass because I wanted to play. I wanted to play it. I would pay money for this.
We are talking about
Expedition Clair Obscura Expedition 33.
I've said this last week. Well, you guys will hear it in the future.
Mm-hmm.
But it's so difficult for me because it sounds like 2 separate games. Clair Obscura and Expedition 33. It's very hard for me to that together.
Yeah, it does have. Danko's right. It says even on a rogue ally, it's struggling a bit when populated. It does have a few little bit of issues, but each environment is incredibly well detailed. Like, they're very unique as well. So there was one section I went through that's got basically all underwater, but it's beautiful though. Like, colours pop, lighting is vibrant. Each area is uniquely detailed and it's got its own colour scheme and design. The enemy design is fantastic as well. I came across a random boss. I mean, it's not a boss. It's like just a ridiculously overpowered enemy that I didn't even have to fight. I just fought it. Who's got a massive trumpet and attacks with a giant trumpet. It's ridiculous.
That's not the word I thought was going to come out of your mouth, and that's wild.
Oh,
that
I know.
is wild.
No, so his attacks are all based on trumpet attacks, which is so unbelievable. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Jay the Gamer.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
So I'm going to wrap this up now because I'm obviously going to have a lot more thoughts over the course of the next God knows how many weeks on this.
I want chicken too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or
a chicken jockey.
With my playthrough being about 8 hours so far, this is without a doubt the very earliest contender on the list for Game of the Year. This is superb. Wow, high recommend. I absolutely love it. I started playing it on Friday and I just couldn't put a controller down for at least 6 hours. I managed to get a little bit more in on Saturday morning before I went out, and wow, what a game. Also, fun fact, the main protagonist, the English voice actor, is Charlie Cox.
Oh, wow.
Who plays Daredevil.
That's cool. Yes, it is.
Yeah, and it's a very different role for him, but he knocks it out of the park. I think all of the voice actors for each of the English voice actors are great. They're brilliant.
Yeah. Also, I have to say, Jay the Gamer says, especially from Tender Shack. I've not had chicken from Tender Shack, but anything called Tender Shack makes me want to eat chicken from Tender Shack. This has been a not sponsored.
We are not sponsored by anyone at all.
No. So other chickens available and all that crap.
Yeah, there's also other drinks available elsewhere. But this one's the best. This one does me the best. So Nana is in the chat. Nana, this is a U game all over. This is absolutely a U game. Like massive open world RPG, you know. You'd love it. But yeah.
Well, that'll be definitely one I'll probably try.
Do it. It's on Game Pass. It's also on PS5 and PC.
Nice.
And I'm very, very tempted. If I wish I could transfer my save over from Xbox to PC.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'd buy this on the Steam Deck and play it, but I'm not starting this game again.
Jay the Gamer says, trust me, it's very good.
I mean, it's going to be really, really difficult because my Game Pass runs out pretty soon and I need to renew it.
Oh, no!
I know.
Well.
It's fine. Anyway, that's what I've done this week. Kylie.
Pilard says he also has a massive trumpet. Danker says, and almost certainly switch to. Yeah, so I talk a lot on next week's about what I played before, so I'll just briefly do the beginning recap very quickly. Monday I played a game called Family Man. Mm-hmm. I really like it. It's crazy because it looks very cartoony. It's got very, very dark. We're talking about very dark humor. But without giving too much away, you're indebted to the mob, so you have to make money to pay the mob off every day, while also maintaining your facade as a family man. So you have to like clean your house and stuff. And then Wednesday, I played. What is that daggum Fox game called? Something of the North. Spirit of the North.
Yeah.
Yeah, I almost said Fist of the North.
Fist of the North Star.
That's what I was. Yeah, that. But no, Spirit of the North. I won't again rehash what you're gonna hear next week. But beautiful game, Love, love, love the little fox. He's adorable. Had no idea what was going on the whole time. Confused the whole time. Still couldn't tell you what the game's about. Don't know. Cute fox wins. I know there's a sequel coming out. But Friday, which I haven't talked about, because Pete and I did the interview on Thursday morning, I did Resident Evil 8 again, or Village. I don't know which one it's supposed to be, Village or 8.
Both.
But, yeah, why not both? It's just so crazy because it's just so pretty being in there. And yes, we got to the tall vampire lady who I wanted to cosplay as before we got to her, but now I'll cosplay as her. Probably gonna start this Friday. But yeah, it's just a good game. I love Resident Evil 7 and 8. I am biased, but it is. Yes, exactly. Jay the Gamer says, you are shocked. You are shocked. Jay the Gamer also says, can't wait for Deltarune Chapter 3 and 4.
I need to play Chapters 1 and 2 before then, but I've been waiting for the whole thing to finish so I can play them all in one big go.
Yeah, I've been doing the same as well. Catching Let's Plays here and there, but I know for myself, I'll wait till they're all out before I play them. But, so, as far as Resident Evil 8 goes, if you like Resident Evil, it's just so good. To me, Resident Evil 8 has the best characters. They did the best character design. They fleshed them out, no pun intended. They're even the lycanthrope guy, the lycan leader, the one with the hammer and the big bushy beard. He's not a main character. He's not one of the brothers and sisters. And even he's like so cool. I'm so intrigued,
Yeah.
So I don't know who was the as in the writer who developed these characters. But A freaking plus. They're just so cool. Like, I would watch a TV show of them. The way Last of Us is, I would watch a TV show from them.
Oh, thanks for a reminder. I've got to watch episode freaking 3 of that later.
Yeah.
Or tomorrow morning.
But, that kind of wraps up my gaming, because I was going to play Oblivion yesterday, but then I got called away with doing a bunch of stuff.
Fair enough.
I'm so sleepy right now. Also, I'm going to drink one more thing. But that means I'm going to toss this back over to Pete. He's going to go over some headlines.
Well,
as we go through.
Okay, well, I'm glad that you mentioned a particular game. Because we're going to talk about it now. Because we're doing news. We're doing news, and one of the biggest news of the week was the game you literally just talked about. Was Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion.
Oh, yes. Heck yes. I'm very excited to play that.
Yeah, I've got it downloaded.
I won't fangirl on here, but if you've been listening to this show, it's one of my favorite. Oblivion is one of my favorite all-time games. Top 5.
I didn't.
That's bottom of the top.
Oh, interesting. So just before we carry on with the news story, so Jay the Gamer said before he goes, what's your guys' thought on Mario and Luigi brothership? That will be a question for myself because I played it last year.
That's Pete's domain. I shoot people in the face on the game.
Okay, I really enjoy the Mario and Luigi series, like the original Mario and Luigi series. So that's Superstar Saga, Partners in Time, and Bowser's Inside Story. Bowser's Inside. Unfortunately, brothership just did not gel with me. I gave it a good solid 5 hours, couldn't get into it, and returned the game not long after that, or sold the game not long after that. I probably should have seen it through to completion, but I just couldn't get along with it. There were things that I had. There were issues with the game, button prompts being very oddly placed, like when you're during partner actions. Luigi's always been mapped to B, and Mario's always been mapped to A. But when you're doing brother attacks, they changed the buttons up, and it's really confusing.
That's the best thing, brother attacks.
Yeah, well, it's always been a thing that you could always team up and do.
That's cool.
But that's one of the main draws of the game.
He agrees with you. Jay the Gamer agrees.
Bowser's Inside Story is fantastic. What a game. Play it on DS if you haven't. I think there was a Switch or 3DS version they re-released. So, very good game. But I want to go back and play it again soon.
Very cool.
He said, yeah, trust me, you had had to play a while in order to get the full experience of the story of the game, because when you do, it's amazing. Recommend going back. I might, but it will be on the list of things that I come back to at some point in the future.
What did Mike Tendo think? He told us.
He said he enjoyed it, but probably had a few issues with it himself.
Yeah. But yes.
Okay.
Oblivion.
Yeah, so...
Yes.
Anyway, yeah, so news. So for those living under a rock, unfortunately, and those who are not on social media, we heard rumours going around that there was a Oblivion remaster in the works from Bethesda, and we didn't know a studio that was going to be particularly handling it. This has been rumoured for a very, 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 very long time, even the rumours stating it was going to be shadow dropped. So I don't recall when it happened, but I believe... What day did I... It was Tuesday. It was a Tuesday. So on Monday this week, so we're recording on Sunday for those, we had an image that went up from Bethesda stating to stay tuned for the next day for a live stream or a YouTube video that was going to go up talking about something with the numerical symbols for 4. So everyone knew exactly what it was. They were going to be talking about Elder Scrolls 4.
Thank you for being here, Jay the Gamer.
Thank you.
Enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Enjoyed your presence.
Yeah. So, so they then did the live stream. We're obviously going to talk about that now. So, as a result of the live stream video that went up, the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remastered is now available. So, it was a remaster that was fully rebuilt in Unreal Engine 5, features a total graphical overhaul, along with changes to the audio and gameplay. Quote, the Elder Scrolls Oblivion Remastered modernises the 2006 game of the year with all new stunning visuals and refined gameplay. Every single asset in the game was recreated from scratch, and this was coming from the website of the developer Virtuous Studios. So these are the ones that are handling the remaster. The game will also feature a completely reanimated lip syncing based on the game's original performance capture data, and it also includes all previously available DLC and expansions.
Horse armor.
We're getting to that. Explore the vast landscape of Cyrodiil. Is
Cyrodiil.
it?
No,
yeah.
It's not Cyrodiil. It's it does end in deal. Thank you. Tamriel?
No, that's
Skyrim.
That's Skyrim. I'm reading it right now. Cyrod. Yeah, Cyrodiil.
Okay, then it is Cyrodiil.
Yeah. Like never before, and stop the forces of Oblivion from overtaking the land in one of the greatest RPGs ever from award-winning Bethesda Game Studios. The game's leveling system has also been changed, inspired by both Skyrim and Oblivion. New lines of dialogue recorded, and all the game's various races have unique voices, which is something they never had in the game because of limitations.
They had 4 voice actors.
They did. Have you seen the videos going around about the original take that didn't get cut? That's actually still in this one, which is fantastic.
So happy about that. Yes, I was very happy.
Yeah.
About
So
that.
this is what they're stating. This is a warts and all remaster, a faithful remaster of Oblivion.
That character creator is next freaking level.
Yeah.
Which, if you know anything about the original Oblivion, you didn't have a character creator. You just had suggestions, basically.
Pretty much, yeah. So, so it is now currently available on PC, Xbox Series S and X, and PS5, but it is on Game Pass for obvious reasons. So the deluxe edition of the game has also been released alongside the normal version. The deluxe edition will include bonuses such as extra weapons and horse armor. And now the horse armor is no longer $5; it's $10.
They are something else.
So the horse armor is a nod to the horse armor DLC pack from the original game, which became a long-running meme in the gaming community.
Yes.
So yeah, for those who don't know who Virtuous are, they basically help and support in the development of AAA games and bringing existing titles to new platforms. So they've worked on franchises such as Call of Duty, Tomb Raider, Dark Souls, Bioshock, Battlefield, Uncharted, and Horizon, and they are currently supporting Konami's development of the Metal Gear Solid Delta remake.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I read, now this is not verified, and Pete doesn't like me saying things that aren't verified, but I'm going to say it anyway, with the disclaimer of, this is not verified. I did see yesterday that they are going to redo Fallout 3. The same studio is going to do Fallout 3.
Well, this is very much a wish list thing. Because I've been seeing this all over Facebook. Is ever since it came out, I was like, we're getting Fallout 3 remastered next. It's like, are we though?
I mean, they would have to. It's too successful not to. They'd be
it would be, but obviously, you know,
they would do New Vegas. If they redo New Vegas, I will stream New Vegas, and you will see just absolute joy on my face.
Yeah, I think people would want New Vegas first, if I'm honest.
Oof, I'd be all over that.
But obviously they might if they're doing that, they might as well just do 3 first. Unless, of course, they do Fallout 3 and New Vegas as a double pack, maybe.
Oh my gosh, if they did that, I would just be like, I know those aren't allowed to be a game of the year, but I'm done. That's my year done.
But this is the thing, Danka brings it up. It says, so it's basically Nana said it, sorry. It says it's basically a remake then. This is where the problem is that it is just...
We have a whole show on that, by the way.
The lines have been blurred when it comes to remaster, remake, report.
And I think that's what it's called. That's the episode.
Yeah.
It's me, Pete, and Kieran talking about that.
So what it is that this is used... so it's in Unreal Engine 5, but they've only used Unreal Engine 5 for the graphics, essentially, and the voice acting and basically all of that. The main guts of the game, or the brain of the game, is still the creation engine.
Yes.
Which is very strange. They even said it in the video itself, is that they wanted to take everything that the creation engine did and just improve on the visual aspect of it. So yeah, I think they said Unreal Engine 5 is the look and creation is the brain.
Right.
So yeah, it's a very strange system, but look, it works, clearly. They got a 17-minute video out of it and people were hyped as hell, and
hell yeah.
People have gone and absolutely gone to town on that character creator now, and that's all I've been seeing.
Say, here's what I thought that crossed my mind. Yes, sometimes I have them. I can't believe it. But we got into the discussion, and we also recently got into the discussion of The Last of Us and the remakes and The Last of Us 2 remakes and stuff like that. And it's like, these were unneeded. You don't see that much of a graphical improvement overall or quality of life improvements. And this is why people like me have that stance, is because we're used to something like this. Oblivion completely upgraded. Mm-hmm. To just it's still recognizable. I almost said unrecognizable, but no, it's still very recognizable. But it's so vastly improved that right there, that's a remake. That's like that when a game can do that much improvement, that's when it needs a remake, not when it's 3 years old.
Yeah, but then you also
insane.
What you also do is you blur the lines when you have a game like Final Fantasy VII Remake come out. That's
almost a reimagining,
Words stolen from my mouth.
I know, plus we did a show on it.
I know, yeah. So that's what I mean, is the lines have been blurred, but if they're calling this a remaster, but people are calling it a remake, and this is the discourse that I've been seeing everywhere, is this shouldn't be called a remaster, it's a remake.
It's a remake. That's how I will agree with you, Pete. Yeah. No, Pete is exactly right, which, again, I'm just rehashing old territory here, but, and I'm reinforcing what he's saying, which is, the difference between a remaster and a remake. A remaster would just take the same exact elements and then just improve them. A remake would take new elements, new engine, new everything.
Which is what they've done. They've taken the leveling system from Skyrim and just gone,
yep.
Well, this is a better leveling system. They've got sprinting in the game. They've added systems that were there in future games.
But I will have this one complaint. They left the dadgum lockpicking in. I hate the lockpicking.
Everybody hates the lockpicking, apparently.
Until you get... I'll tell you, here's... I'll let you into a gamer secret. But for real, level up your... I don't know because I haven't seen the new version. But level up like your whole thieving thing. Go join the Thieves Guild or whatever, and get you the unbreakable lockpick. That should be your first goal. That was my first goal. Once you do that, who cares?
Well,
who cares if it's stupid?
Well, your first goal is to get out of the sewers.
Okay, yes. That is true. But if you can, get your hands on that unbreakable lockpick.
See, now, because of this and being on Game Pass, I notoriously hated Oblivion back in the day.
You also didn't like RPGs.
I didn't like RPGs.
Witcher 3 and all that, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't like RPGs back then. So me trying to play Oblivion, and this was my first experience of a Bethesda game being janky as hell. Right. I was like, what the hell is this crap? Why does everyone like it? No, I've downloaded this and I'm ready to play it, but the problem is that obviously Expedition 33 came out and I was more hyped for that.
And I know what I'm about to say is controversial, but I don't care. When have I ever cared about controversy? Jeremy Soules, who is the one who did the music for Skyrim and Oblivion.
Yep.
First of all, the Oblivion soundtrack. My gosh.
That man got cancelled.
He got cancelled, and I can't say that I am 100% in agreement with that.
Nope.
That's all I'm going to say. I know we haven't done an official show over it or whatever. It's dodgy AF. All I know is, and I know this isn't supposed to supersede behavior, that man is talented. I don't care who you are. I just hear a little bit of the Oblivion soundtrack, and I just melt into freaking butter. And, it's just so beautiful. It is so beautiful. So, yes, if you like sweeping epic music, try the Oblivion soundtrack.
Yeah. Okay, so that's Oblivion.
Yes.
We're now going to move on to Sony.
Oh, yay. I'm so excited.
I know. We've got all three majors this week.
Oh, that's good.
I know.
We we've been Nintendo heavy for a while.
So, do you happen to remember when we were discussing games that were coming out at some point this year? When we did an early show in the beginning of the year?
Barely. I drank a lot.
There was a distinct lack of Sony first party IP coming out.
Yes, we did talk about that. Yes.
Well, the only one that we actually know about so far has finally been given a release date. So PlayStation has announced the release date for Ghost of Yotei.
Oh, okay.
So this is the spin-off. Not spin-off. It's not the sequel because it's a different story set in a different time.
Right.
So it's not a direct sequel to Tsushima. It's set in a different region as well. So
Ghost of Sushis.
So this is the follow-on from Ghost of Tsushima. So Ghost of Yotei. The next game from Sucker Punch, which serves as a sequel to Ghost of Tsushima, has a release date. It's coming to PS5 on October 2nd. This was announced in a new trailer alongside the release window. And it's also stated to cost £70.
We're in that era now.
Yep.
I have a lot to say about that. But
we'll get into it. So players who pre-order the game will receive a unique in-game mask, as well as a set of 7 PSN avatars. Wow, that's even a thing still.
Yeah.
There's also a collector's edition of the game. So the edition of all includes all the pre-order bonuses, all in-game items from the deluxe digital deluxe, and digital copy. Oh, for God's sakes! A digital copy of the game for a collector's edition, a physical collector's edition.
That's the new thing, Pete. We know this.
Yeah, I know.
That's insane.
As well as a replica display edition of Atsu's Ghost Mask. The mask is built to scale with Jin's mask from Ghost of Tsushima Collector's Edition as well.
That's cool. I really like that. I'm a sucker for that stuff.
I know.
It's like, I'm the idiot that'll pay the 160 or 200.
Yeah. Anyway,
collector's edition.
Look, I don't care anyway about this game. Like about much more of this news story. It was just saying that Sony actually have a first party IP coming out this year. It might actually finally justify me picking up a PS5 and controller and playing it. Or I could wait a year for it to come to PC.
Or that. That's what I'll do.
Maybe. I mean, I liked Ghost of Tsushima, but not really.
It's beautiful. I do think it's a beautiful game.
I think it's a good game, but I'm not about to go and spend £70 on a sequel to it.
No.
To be honest.
No.
I wasn't that fussed with it. I thought the story wasn't that great, to be honest.
Yeah.
So,
I'm gonna agree with you.
I think it's one of those games that was like, yeah, it's a good game, but it was so overblown because it was a Sony first-party IP.
Yeah.
Kind of like Days Gone. Which Days Gone Remastered came out this week, didn't it?
Oh my gosh, yes.
Christ. Anyway, that's enough about that, because screw that.
Yes.
So I'm going to move on to the other of the big three. And this is, and for want of a better word, this is the biggest news stories from the week.
Okay.
I'm just going to read it as is. I'm not even reading the headline. Nintendo of America President Doug Bowser has reassured players looking for a new Mario game on Switch that it's coming.
Oh.
Now you can see why I said it as the biggest no S.
Yeah. What is that? What do they call that? Nothing burger? Isn't that what
Yeah, it's a nothing burger. Yeah, it's a nothing burger. As you can tell, it's a bit of a light week for news this week, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But we did get a couple of other bigger stories later on we're going to cover.
Wait, you're telling me there's a Mario game eventually coming to a Nintendo Switch?
Yes.
My breath is
I know. Shall we go through the story and learn more?
Yes.
Shall we?
I will sit here and be in awe. I can't believe it.
I mean, I was shocked. I read this and I was like, wow. I'm shocked.
Not that shocked. Dennis says, DK is a risk, but a risk worth taking. I agree. I would play DK. I love DK.
Is it? Is it?
I love him.
As someone who's actually played the game, or the demo version of the game.
Yeah, you have.
It's
You're
not...
Right.
It's a risk, but I'm not sure it's a risk worth paying that money for.
Okay. I have to take Pete's word on that, because he did get to play it.
Yeah.
Boy,
although I'm in the minority, it seems, according to that, because everyone else loved it. I did not.
Oh, then maybe I will love it. Maybe I'll buy a Switch too.
Well, I've got a copy of it anyway, but I'll explain to you off air why I'm getting a copy of it.
Oh, okay.
Cool. I don't want to disclose that on the pod. So many players are expecting to see This is not a paid for ad, by the way. I am not getting a copy from Nintendo.
So he says.
Anyway, many players are expected to see a new 3D Mario game during the Switch 2 Direct earlier this month, given that the last entry, Odyssey, was released 8 years ago. Nintendo revealed Donkey Kong Bonanza instead, which is a 3D platformer starring Donkey Kong, which appears to use an engine similar to Odyssey, even if its development team remains a mystery. In an interview with CNN, why CNN of all people?
I've been on CNN before, just saying.
Can you fish out that clip? I need to see that.
Oh, it's bad, Pete. It's bad.
I don't care. I need to see it. We won't post it online. I just need to see it myself.
I am super Texan and super fat. But anyway.
Okay. Well, I still need to see it. It's not discouraging me.
Great.
Bowser was asked about the lack of main 3D or 2D Mario game confirmed for Switch 2. Hang on. Bear with.
Okay. Pete is pausing for this station identification break. But I'm looking forward to it. Oh no, Pilot says we all need to see it. Oh no, Dennis says I also need to see it. It's from like 13 years ago. I look basically exactly the same, but I'm like 100 pounds heavier. That's probably an exaggeration. Are y'all enjoying watching Pete's domestic bliss? This is gonna make it into the podcast, by the way. It's gonna be funny for our listeners. That's gonna be great. But our listeners should join us over at twitch.tv/. Oh, I showed the kitty cat. Rapid reviews, and you can see the kitty cat. And maybe I'll fish out that CNN clip where I sound like I am a hillbilly. I mean, sometimes I still sound like a hillbilly.
Apologies.
Hello, Pete.
I had a wife issue. and then a wandering cat issue.
We saw the kitty cat.
I know. I held him up specifically so you knew what was going on. Yeah.
So it's adorbs.
So I need. Rachel's doing her case weighing, so needed the case weight checked.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, I just saw the door go and I was like, oh, for God's sake, here we go. What a surprise.
Okay.
Anyway, let's get back to it. So, CNN.
Yes.
Bowser was asked about the lack of a main 3D or 2D Mario game confirmed for Switch 2, but Bowser suggested that fans simply need to hold fire because one will eventually be on the way.
Steven missed the kitty cat. Oh,
well,
it's a big ginger boy.
Check the VOD.
Oh, yeah, you watched the VOD.
Yeah, watch the VOD.
Also, Pilot says I have wife issues all the time.
So you used to have a lot of cat issues. Now, is that an innuendo by any chance, Pilot?
I
Steven,
also
sorry.
Don't, yes, I don't have wife issues. Just throwing that out there. I don't have wife or cat issues.
You have dog issues.
I have dog issues.
Yeah. Anyway, so he said to hold fire because one will eventually be on the way. He replied, "Stay tuned."
I mean, this is silly. It is silly when you think about it.
Yeah, it is. But anyway, he said, we have a long catalogue and a long list of IP that I'm sure will make its way to the platform. Duh.
Yeah, exactly.
This is just stupid, mostly because people are just impatient. Like, why is it that someone needs to clarify that, wow, our biggest intellectual property on the platform, the thing that basically made Nintendo a household name, is going to come to the Switch too?
The thing is, I said this 2 weeks ago, whenever we had Mike Tendo on, and Gani. And I know it sounded more offensive than I meant it to, but that's me. I just say whatever my brain thinks, and sometimes it's offensive, and I don't mean it. Mm-hmm. I never mean anything offensively. I just don't think. I don't have a filter. Yeah. Nintendo fanboys, I'm not generalizing all of them. Yeah. I'm just saying, as a majority from the most visible, the most loudest, they're never happy.
No,
they're not.
Yeah, the vocal minority on social media.
Yes, what Pete is saying.
Yes. The vocal minority of idiotic Nintendo fanboys.
Yeah.
And yes, I'm not classing I'm not a Nintendo fanboy.
Well, you're like me with Bethesda. You are willing to say the bad stuff.
That doesn't make me a fanboy then.
Oh, okay. Well,
because believe you me, there are some that have been online, like Nintendo Prime and people like that.
Yeah.
My God, are they bad?
Yeah.
They're like, I'm not sure I like the £80 game or the $80 game. I'm gonna buy it anyway. I mean, okay, I'm gonna buy the games, but I don't have to be happy about it, and I will pick and choose.
I remember, I think it's when Tetris 99 was shadow dropped.
Tetris 99 was shadow dropped.
Was it? Okay, so it was Tetris 99. Has it been that direct? That was dropped. Something else was revealed. It was just this like beautiful. Like I own a Switch. I've turned it on once, as we've talked about, and I still caught that direct because I was still on what was used to be known as Twitter.
No, still known as Twitter. Nobody cares about it called X.
Yes. They should all do crotch chops. But
Generation X.
Back when I actually used to watch. But having said that, I just remember going, and I think I told you, Pete. They're never happy. Never happy. They got a free game. They got all this stuff announced. They're never happy. And I went, I just can't. That is a fandom that I can't. I'm just like, they're never happy. So that's my stance on that. That's not me judging, of course.
There's some ridiculous ones out there. I just can't get on board with it myself. It's like, what the hell is wrong with you?
And that never includes like Present Company or, Mike Tendo, best friend of the show, or Gani or any of our former guests. I'm talking about those crazies that used to be on Twitter.
Yeah, they're a bit mental. Anyway,
a bit.
Let's move away from that because I just included it just for the big three,
Yes, because but it's so silly. It's so silly.
Right, we're gonna move on to probably one of the biggest, I'd say, the surprising news story of the week, and probably the most crazy that I think I've seen in a long time.
Should I finish this chat? Let me know.
So I want to ask you a quick question before I smash into this, and it'll have relevance.
Smashing. Okay.
What video game property do you think is utterly ripe for a movie adaptation?
Oh, don't ask me that.
Give me 5 you think that are absolutely primed and ready to go for a movie adaptation that are not being currently made.
Resident Evil 8, first of all, top of the list.
No, sorry, that's Resident Evil's already been done. As an IP, you can't.
Specifically...
No, you can't choose.
We're talking about.
No, we're talking about an IP that has never been
IP
adapted.
Itself.
Yeah, never been adapted into a film.
Horizon, Forbidden West.
Well, the Horizon series, yeah.
That's crazy to me. Let's see. The Sims.
I remember them talking about potentially developing a Sims film years ago.
Only because I saw a meme like 2 days ago, and it was the dumbest meme I've ever seen.
Sure.
It had Dave Bautista and I want to say Renee Zellweger.
Oh God.
As and I was like, no, I don't like this. And it was like very traditional, and I was like, The Sims is not like traditional housewife.
No,
anyway, that's neither here nor there. Let's see. Forza. Is it Forza the racing?
Yep.
I'm intentionally picking insane things. Tetris.
Mm-hmm. Well, Tetris has technically had a movie.
I mean, I know they were talking about it.
No, Tetris did. Tetris did have a movie. It was really good.
Oh my goodness! It would never happen. Oh gosh, I like Steven's Lunar Jetman. I love Pylords, Space Invaders, which would be amazing.
I like Nana's actually.
I was gonna say,
Leisure Suit Larry, for Christ.
Can you imagine?
Jesus.
Maybe on Comedy Central or something.
Yep. So
but
Life is Strange, Horizon, Kingdom Hearts, Shenmue, and
it'll never happen.
No More Heroes. I think a No More Heroes one would be good.
Oh, No More Heroes would be good. Persona would be good. Kingdom Hearts would actually be good. It would never happen. That's too many properties.
Too many Disneys.
Yeah. But I mean, I do love the story. I actually started out hardcore Kingdom Hearts fan, but by the time we hit Kingdom Hearts 3, I was like...
All right, well, we're hitting on a major theme here, with exception to Pong
properties.
Pong and a few others.
Yes.
Is that the vast majority of these all have stories.
Yes. Oh, no.
Okay.
Oh, no.
So here we go. This? A live-action movie based on Outrun is in the works.
Okay, I love Outrun.
No, so do I. Don't get me wrong.
Wait, I also love Jet Set Willy, as Steven has said. I missed all of these. Oh my gosh, Chucky Egg. Yes. I missed all of those, guys.
I know. But with exception to a few of those, most of all these games have stories that you can adapt into a film. The one that I chose was Outrun.
Danger says Kingdom Hearts is in the planning stages of a TV series. That's crazy.
Possibly.
Oh yeah, I've heard about the Outrun film, says Steven, but didn't think it was a good idea.
Let's get into it because this is freaking hilarious. By the way, this was the one that made me laugh.
Is it set in the 80s?
No, I don't know much about it. Let's go into it.
Oh, okay.
Because there have been 2 people that are involved in the project currently. One is a director and one is a producer, possibly an actor in the film.
I'm going to drink more even though chat did not tell me.
Because the director involved is Michael Bay. And the producer is Sydney Sweeney.
Oh. So over Sydney Sweeney. I'm so over it. But I mean, that could be good. Michael Bay could...
Anyway, so initially reported by Deadline and now confirmed by Sega, the movie is in the early stages at Universal, with Bay set to direct and produce it. Sweeney will also be a producer on the film, but at the moment is not planned to star in it. The script is being written by Jason Rothwell, who previously wrote the script for Mads Mikkelsen's action movie Polar.
I was going to say, I recognize that name.
Yeah.
I recognize that name.
On Sega's end, the film will also be produced by... Toru Nakahara, who also worked on the 3 Sonic movies, the Knuckles series, and the upcoming Golden Axe animated show.
I'm kind of getting sold on this, Pete.
Yeah.
If they said it in the 80s.
So, Sega president and COO Shuji Itsumi will also oversee the project. The original Outrun was released in '86 and was designed by Yu Suzuki.
Oh, yes!
Love
it!
Yeah, this is just talking about the game. Yeah,
which we all know the game.
Yeah, anyway.
That's why I bought a sports car, by the way. It's Outrun is one of my biggest influences.
Now, when I was out doing things last year for an event that you were supposed to be turning up to, but didn't.
Oh, which one? There's several events I was supposed to go to.
It was a certain stag do that I had.
Oh, I couldn't. I was so disappointed.
I know. They had one.
Wait, I gotta brag, Pete. Sorry, I gotta brag. Pete had one of the most amazing stag do's.
It was fantastic.
Oh my god! I was in the planning meeting, and I was just like, and I had to pull out the last minute, and that's what she said. I did not want to because this is like the greatest stag do I've ever heard of. Anyway, continue.
Yeah, so where we went in London, they had a multiplayer sit down Outrun 2 SP.
Oh no!
And my god, me and my mates were just racing. A couple of mates were racing each other. It is the only time ever, and I was absolutely tanked by this point, by the way, that I've ever completed Outrun 2. Oh. My god, like it was ridiculously hard, but we finished it. That's what she said. Yeah, my god. Outrun is fantastic. Love the game. But how the hell are you adapting this into a movie?
That's the thing. If they do something like that 1960s movie, all those men and their magical machines, or whatever that's called, you know what I'm talking about. It's the Great Race. It had a different name.
Oh, yeah.
If they do something like that, or the cartoon with all the racing, Hanna-Barbera, Wacky Racers, is that what it's called, or something like that?
Yep.
If they do something like that, or Cannonball Run, which is an American.
Oh, yeah. Cannonball Run would work.
I'm on board. Get Pedro Pascal to
No, don't do it. Don't do it. Do not do it.
No.
Don't you freaking dare. You put Pedro Pascal in it, it's just killed the film. I mean, Michael Bay nearly killed the film, but
I mean, yeah. But I mean, he's this generation's Burt Reynolds. You have to admit that. I mean, he's not as cool as Burt Reynolds. He's nowhere near as cool as Burt Reynolds.
Yeah, but he's also in everything.
He is in everything. And he's starting to die in everything, like, what's his face? Sean Bean. Sheen Bean. No, if you have something like that, no joke, Michael Bay, if you're listening, of course you are, because you're an avid fan of our show. I would watch the hell out of like a comedy race, or even Rat Race. I don't know if people have watched that. It's not a very well-known movie. I love Rat Race. It cracks me up.
What, the original?
The one with Mr. Bean in it.
Oh, the remake. The remake is funny as hell. That one?
Yeah. I love that.
Stupid film, but it's just
so dumb.
It's dumb comedy.
I love dumb comedy. Just stupid and goofy and just dumb jokes. If it does something like that, Pete, I'm on board. I mean,
let's be honest. There was some.
You're trying to make it serious. No.
I know there was rampant sexism in the Outrun games anyway, with the fact that you've got a big booby lady like being driven along by a guy in a sports car, which is why Sydney Sweeney is perfect to star in this.
I mean, it's a Michael Bay film, so it's going to have a hot chick in it.
I mean, look, he made Megan Fox a thing. I mean, Megan Fox is now gone.
She was so beautiful in that first Transformer movie. Like, she was absolutely gorgeous. I was like,
second one as well.
I want to be. Yeah, but then she started the plastic surgery.
Yeah.
Anyway, if they put a hot chick in it, and I hope they do, I'm okay with that. As long as they also balance it with, not that a cool chick can't also be hot, but, put a cool racer in there that she's like, put me in there. I mean, also with a hot chick,
that's why I said Sydney Sweeney. That's fine. No issues here.
I'm kind of just tired of Sydney. It's just oversaturated.
No, that's because every single freaking thumbnail on YouTube became her for a long while. So I get why, but it's just like
I'm just a little over. That's what it is. I'm just oversaturated.
Yeah, kind of like me and Pedro Pascal.
It says, is the Outrun film just going to be Fast and Furious again? See, Probably. If it's that, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that.
No, I don't either.
Fast and Furious is its own thing, and it's cool. It's fine.
No, it's not.
I want something so dumb and stupid and 80s and cheesy.
Yeah, make it cheesy
red
and 80s.
Trans Am.
Yeah.
A red Corvette. Oh, I'm there. I'm there. I'm there first day. Ah!
They've got to have that red Ferrari 350.
They have the red Ferrari. That's when you think of Outrun, that's what you think is red Ferrari. But if they want to do a red Corvette and a red Trans Am, and if they want to just do all of them red.
Yeah, fine. I'm down. But anyway,
and a chick in a red bikini. I'm fine with that. Also have some cool, smart chicks. Not that cool, smart chicks can't be sexy. They are. I'm just saying, let's balance it out.
Yeah, fine.
I'm on board. It's Michael Bay. It's gonna have a hot chick in a bikini. Of
course
it's going to. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm kind of thinking this might do.
Now I'm starting to think more about it. I'm just like, okay,
right?
He might actually be the perfect person for an outrun movie.
Perfect one. It needs to be shallow.
It'll be shallow, schlocky, and absolutely ridiculous.
Exactly, over the top.
With rampant sexism and a bit of rampant racism in it as well.
A little bit of little tinge of both.
Yeah.
Women with big boobs. Sexy women, because Megan Fox didn't really have big boobs per se. They just were proportionate, and she looked very nice. So hot women, but also let's balance it with some cool stuff.
It doesn't need to have a story. Just let them race.
Oh,
just let them be
no
stupid.
Story. Be stupid and dumb and funny and Cannonball Run, but for this generation.
Yeah.
Well, our generation.
Cool.
This generation might not like it. Anyway.
Yeah. Right. So, anyway, enough about that. We're going to talk about the final news story now that we've had a bit of fun with that. Because the platform that we are currently using to record this podcast is having a major shake-up.
Oh, really? What does that mean,
So,
Pete?
the founder of Discord has announced that he will be stepping down as CEO next week.
I don't know how I feel about that.
So, in a message sent to Discord employees this week, Jason Citron, who founded and launched Discord 10 years ago, announced that as of April 28th, Humim Shakin... Oh, Jesus Christ, will be Shaq. We're just calling him Humin Shaq. Because I can't pronounce his surname.
Oh, okay. I was like, what? Okay.
Will be replacing the CEO. Citron will also continue to be a member of Discord's board of directors and will also take on a new role as advisor to CEO. However, Mr. Shaq... Sorry, just can't pronounce his surname. Shaknini?
Okay, leave it at Shaq.
Yeah, he's now Mr. Shaq.
There you go.
Who was previously Chief Strategy Officer at Activision Blizzard.
Chief Strategy Officer?
Yeah.
That's made up. I mean, they're all made up. But that's really made up.
Yeah, so was previously a CSO at Activision Blizzard working on series such as World of Warcraft and Call of Duty. Will be the person to lead Discord into what Citron calls the next chapter of growth and someday becoming a public company.
Oh, you don't want to become that, buddy.
So, Mr. Shaq, the Shaq Man, was also CFO and later president of King before becoming vice chairman of Activision Blizzard until December 2023. I wonder, December 23.
Yeah.
What happened then?
Yeah. Wasn't King bought by... It's bought by Microsoft.
King was bought by Activision and then Activision was bought by Microsoft.
Yeah. Exactly.
Anyway, so, quote, as we enter our next phase, I've been reflecting on how I can best contribute to Discord's long-term success. The job of a CEO is constantly evolving, and over the years I've continuously hired myself out of a job. Usually that means delegating work and then taking on different leadership challenges. However, as I look at what is needed of Discord CEO over the next few years, I realise that it's time for me to literally hire myself out of a job.
That annoys me quite a bit.
Anyway, we'll get to that in a minute. So, concluding, Citron thanks staff for their dedication, belief and hard work over the years. The stories we tell, the products we create, the programs we run, all of it is the result of your passion and energy. You are what makes Discord what it is today because you give an S about our customers and your craft. I believe this evolution sets us up for even greater success in years to come.
Okay.
Well, there's another statement, but we'll get into that in a minute.
I have been a CEO for...
Wow, Kiley, you've been a CEO. That's crazy. When have you ever said that before?
What? How did you ever know, Pete? Probably since I've been on CNN. So almost 20 years now. That's not a joke. Everything he said is bunk. He's just not ambitious. He's a people pleaser. Yes, I can infer that from 2 or 3 statements. I'm sorry. I'm a whole lot older than I look. I've been around a very long time. Here's my advice for Discord. And again, this is not professional advice. Do not take this advice. This is just fun and entertainment. There's my disclaimer. These are not the views of Rack Reviews.
This is the reviews of CEO Kiley.
Yes. Discord needs to know its place. Discord is one thing and one thing only. It's a communication tool.
Yeah.
And I have no idea why the last 3, 4, 5 years it has tried to be anything else but a communication tool. It superseded Skype. It superseded TeamSpeak. Mm-hmm. It took everyone.
It's an evolution of both of those things.
It is, and it does it better.
And it's also an evolution of the Rollmock forums as well.
Yeah, well, this is what I'm saying. It is a perfect hybrid, in my mind, of a communication tool where people can join, become a community, talk to each other, but also talk to each other, through DMs, but also voice chat. And then we become TeamSpeak. You can also voice chat while you're playing games together and things like that. And their kind of partnership with, let's say, Microsoft and Twitch and, all these...
And Sony.
Steam and Sony and all that stuff. That's amazing. When it started adding the weird kind of like Nitro and GIFs and stuff like that, I was very lost.
The thing is,
I was just like, what?
They spend a lot of time. They have employees. They have a load of different people that they need to pay, obviously. And obviously what happened at the very beginning was probably they had volunteers helping out with the platform.
Yes,
they didn't realise the exponential growth that it would have.
Mm-hmm.
And they needed to take server space on. Server space costs money, so therefore needed to monetize their business somehow. And now the only way that they can monetize their business is by adding add-ons for paid services.
Yeah,
to mitigate the costs of the servers. But what they're now going to be doing is they're going to be taking the company public to get shareholders involved, so they have an influx of cash.
Which means, for just the lay people out there who don't know all this boring crap, I'll try to make it less boring. I never succeed. When you have shareholders, which is why I hesitate taking a lot of my companies public. A lot of them. Now, some of them do go public. But once you have shareholders in place, those shareholders, depending on how much the company they own, they make the decisions.
They're technically the owners of the business.
Yeah. So let's say, someone has 75% share of your company. They get to go, you know what? I don't think Discord should have voice chat anymore. And you can go, that's what we're... Don't care. I don't want it. And then you get to get rid of voice chat. That's an extreme example, but I'm hoping it kind of shows you what that means. That's a bad idea there. It's a bad... Especially now. Now is... For the next 5 years... If you're a business owner, you need to stop. You need to stop in place. I was talking to my financial manager. Again, this is not advice. Do not take my advice. This is entertainment only. I was talking to my financial advisor last week because I have a business idea I really, really want to pursue. I think it'll be very, very successful. And he goes, what is wrong with you? Don't do anything for the next 5 years. Just sit on it. Just sit on it and just wait. So... my predictions have been pretty wrong because I never thought that the whole Elon Musk was going to be able to buy Twitter thing happened. Who knew he was going to go get in bed with the Saudis and raise the money that way? I didn't see that.
It happens, though. People do it.
Yeah, that came out of left field. I did
SAQ.
not. Yeah. I never prepared for that eventuality. So maybe Discord, again, has something up its sleeve. So again, don't believe me. Mm-hmm. But holy crap, don't go public. And also, that guy is just a people pleaser, and he needs to stand firm. Anyway, that's a personal thing. Anyway, that's just me. Anyway, this has been your boring business talk with Kiley.
Yeah. Anyway, so there was a separate statement.
Okay.
No, I wanted to talk about that before we divulge into this. So, the Shackman, the Shackman.
Yes, the Shack Man.
I might even call this episode the Shack Man. Mm-hmm. I don't even think it's Shack Man. I think it's SAQ, the SAQ Man. What? SAKHNINI. Yes, Sakini.
SAQ-Magique. Anyway.
Yeah. Oh no, we're now calling this SAQ-Magique.
Yes.
Oh dear.
Yes, please.
Can someone please write that down in the chat? Please
yes.
do. I need that. Yes. And make it French, so it has to be SAQ.
It has to be, yeah.
SAQ-Magique. SAQ-Magique.
Oh, poor Americans. They'll never know.
Oh, I know,
okay.
but I don't care anyway. Look. Oh, God. I'm writing it down. I'm writing it down on my phone. It's fine. It's fine.
Poor Nana. Nana's
it's
too
totally
young.
fine. There you go. Thanks, Anna. Thank you. I'm going to change it. I mean, that's SAQ-Magique, but we're going to call it SAQ-Magique.
That's okay.
That's fine. It's all good.
Yep.
It's not a problem. Anyway, so the SAQ man, the SAQ-Magique man, has said his role was to help Discord grow towards becoming a public company. While ensuring it doesn't lose its core values. Quote, I'm incredibly excited to join Discord at such a pivotal moment. Discord stands as a massive foundational part of the gaming ecosystem that millions of players, developers, and publishers rely on every day.
And they're about to.
Go on.
I had to self-censor, but they're about to F it.
Yeah. What Jason and Discord co-founder and CTO Stan Vyshevsky have built is truly remarkable. A platform with an undeniable product market fit where hundreds of millions of people connect around their passion for gaming and shared interests. I look forward to working with Stan and Discord's talented team to scale our business while staying true to the company's core mission and the special connection it has with player communities. No, you're not. While still at the beginning of gaming's impact on entertainment and culture, and Discord is perfectly positioned to play a central role in its future. Okay. No, it's not. We all know it's not. This is total bullcrap.
Yeah.
I mean, I think a lot of people went a little bit overboard. Like, I saw it being banded around in a WhatsApp group that I'm in. Someone going, oh no, like X person from Activision gonna completely tank the company. Huh? What?
Yeah.
No?
Yeah.
Sorry, you mean Activision that were one of the most profitable gaming businesses of all time because of the fact that they had Call of Duty and some of the biggest franchises out there. Yes, they screwed the pooch when they had the sexual misconduct allegations going on and a workplace culture that was absolutely heinous and ridiculous.
It was horrible. Yes.
But their profit margin and their bottom line was always exponential growth.
Yes.
They only sold because they had the furore around the workplace culture. Microsoft swooped in and spent $68.1 billion, well, nearly $69 billion because of the stock price at the time. It would have been more had that stock not tanked a little bit because of those allegations and the lawsuits. That could have been a $100 billion business.
Yes.
So you can't turn around and say that they're going to screw the pooch. They may screw it because they don't understand Discord, but because they're not involved in the company and haven't been involved in the company is not necessarily the reason this is going to go bad. They know how to make money, and this is what Discord clearly wants to do. I don't agree with it, but it's what they need to do.
If you're going to go public, yes, you need experienced people. I still say don't go public.
No, I agree. I'm not disagreeing with you.
But Pete is correct.
I'm not a business analyst. Remember that? I'm not a business person. But I look at it as the lay person. Like, if you want to make money, you bring in someone who knows business.
That's the thing. If you're going to do it, if you're dead set on doing it, then you need to bring in your experienced, knowledgeable people. That's what you do. I think, I mean, I don't know Discord's breakdown, obviously. I'm sure it may actually be public. I just don't know it. I'm sure that they get something from all of the companies that they partner with, you know, like Microsoft and all of that, to be able to share into that, you know, that thing. You would have to. But apparently it's not enough. So they need to make money. How do you make money with a free service? And that has been the question for millennia.
Forever.
Yeah.
I mean, Skype started out as a business that wasn't owned by Microsoft. What did they do? They sold to Microsoft.
Yep. That's exactly it.
YouTube started out as a free platform sharing, free video sharing. They then sold to Google.
Exactly. Disney Plus, well, I know you still have to pay for it, but Disney Plus even said they lost money. They've never made money. They're not a money making, because there's no way to generate that income.
Which is why they're now introducing the ads. The same with Netflix.
Yeah. So it is difficult, but I'm going to be honest right now, just as a person looking in on these companies, obviously I have no inside information whatsoever. A lot of times what people do is they get very, very excited when their companies start to grow.
Mm-hmm.
What you should do, what I have done in the past, and again, I just want to make it very clear, I am financially stable. We'll use that phrase.
Yes.
But what you do is you stop. Just stop. But everyone's first instinct seems to be hire more people, get bigger space, get more, expand. No! Just stop. So
understand
Netflix
that understand you have a good product.
Yes!
It's the first and foremost.
Stop. Yeah. Let it do its thing.
If you want to seek investment, and this is where the only thing that I'm going to mention I have some sort of knowledge on because of TV, go and seek outside investors, not public investors.
Well, I've said this before.
And they have technically, because PlayStation bought shares and bought.
Well, not shares.
Made purchases. Purchased some of the company.
But I've said this 1,000 times, and I get that this is very boring to most people, but it is kind of my thing, and I'm very passionate about it. If you don't have the capital, don't do it. You're in the wrong business. If you don't have the capital, say, okay, it's been a great run, I gotta go. Don't let your pride lead you. Your fear of failure or whatever. Failure is not like a bad thing. That's so weird to me that people see failure as a bad thing.
No, it's how you learn and grow.
Yeah, it's like, okay, I have had businesses fail. So I say I've had as many fail as I have succeed. That's not true. But I have had businesses fail. And when they do, I close them and say bye and move on. It's not. I never sat around going, oh my gosh.
Let's keep pumping money into this terrible company that's losing money.
Which I think they have a psychological name for that. Cost something fallacy.
Sunk cost fallacy. The sunken cost fallacy.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I don't, because my brain is wired different, I don't have that. It doesn't bother me. But it bothers other people, and they stick there, and they hold on to it until it just dies, and then they're lost money, and then the thing dies, and it's just like, ugh. Anyway, that's what I'm worried about for Discord.
Yeah, me too. Anyway.
I'm going to be very honest about that, yes.
Yeah, anyway, that's it for the week. That's it for the news. Woo! We got it. We done it. Well done.
We did it! Yes! So that means it's my turn.
Yeah.
I have to talk.
Congratulations. This is how podcasts work.
Great. Oh, great. It's like we have a conversation or something. Anyway.
Well, not for a while. There you go.
I know. Well, we hope you enjoyed that because we're going away for a little while. It's only temporary. It's only a little while. It's not really the last episode. It's just the last episode for a while.
So first live, it's the last live episode for 3 weeks, but it won't be the last episode for a good while because we've got one next week.
The Last of Us.
Oh, I need to talk about that in the post show.
I know we are. We're going to. Without spoilers. That's going to be difficult, but you know what I mean. I was going to say something. It'll come back to me. Give me 2 seconds. My brain has been pickled in tequila. Oh, Pete, does that mean that the pre-recorded episode will go up next week?
It'll go up on the Monday as per usual.
Okay, Okay, so you guys are set for at least the next 2 weeks where our listeners are. But that will be it for a while. But you can come check me out. But we'll talk about that here in a second. Mm-hmm. So in the meantime, Pete, Where can they find you out there?
They can find me dealing with social media in annoying ways on the Rapid Reviews Radio podcast, Twitter, and Blue Sky accounts. They are linked in the show notes if you're listening to this on the podcast players or on YouTube. But they are also dropping mics everywhere, clearly.
I did! I dropped that mic! That was a mic drop.
Yeah. But if you're watching live, then there'll be links probably in the post-show. Anyway, doesn't matter. I'm not on social media personally. Don't deal with it. Can't be bothered. Did consider doing it, then thought, no, I've got better things to do in my day.
Not in this environment.
But what things I do, I do actually record another podcast with my friend Kurt Lewin, and that's The Neville Watchers. So a film and TV show watch along that we do, where one of us has seen a film or a TV show and the other hasn't. So we was going to cover A Few Good Men, but because of my impending holiday time, I was like, no, let's leave it. We're going to cover Daredevil Born Again because the series is finished. We're due to record this week, so it should be out before I go away. If not, then who knows when. But yeah, so you can check that out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts doesn't even exist anymore. Yay!
No, it doesn't. That's true.
The other podcast players like Good Pods, I believe.
I was going to say, we have so many.
Yeah, it's called The Neville Watchers, so search it up on there.
I think it's Good Pods that's our biggest one.
It might be. I don't know.
It's Pocket Cast. Oh,
Pocket Cast, yeah, that's the one.
That's our biggest one. I don't know anything about that.
Don't know.
I just listen
Not
to
sure.
Spotify.
Yeah. Kylie, where can they find you streaming?
So, I'm going to be streaming. Obviously, I'm going to be streaming Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Maybe not this Monday. We'll see. But I will take over, maybe not next. Well, maybe next Sunday I will do it. I'll do some live streams on Sundays. Probably Oblivion, so we can just chill and talk. It won't be like it actually, pay attention to me playing this game. It'll be more like, hey, what are you doing, chat? I love talking to chat. Taker says, last of the summer wine. I actually love that TV show, I'm not gonna lie. Because I'm apparently a very old man in my body. But
my body is ready.
My body's ready. My body's Reggie.
That's what I said. My body is Reggie.
Oh, okay. But yes, if you're looking for a watch Pete gets comfortable. If you're looking for a fun time, come hang out with me Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6:30 p.m. UK time. Mondays are Monday Mayhem Mondays. Wednesdays are Weird Wednesdays. They tend to be indie games, not on purpose. It just happens to be that way. Fridays are Fridays. Right now, we're playing Resident Evil 8. And yes, I'm going to try my best to cosplay this Friday as Lady Dimitrescu, because she was my cosplay that I was going to unveil last year, but I didn't end up going to the thing where I was going to unveil it. So I've just got it sitting around. And it looks really cool. She's kind of just me. Sometimes you just find that character and you're like, yeah, okay, I'm 100% Lady Dimitrescu.
Cool.
Or they call her Dimitrescu in the game, but whatever, it ends in a U. I don't know. I don't remember what we're doing on Monday, because Pete and I were going to do Split Fiction, but we're not doing Split Fiction this Monday.
Nah, I got a busy week.
Yeah, and I may not stream tomorrow. I don't like to do last minute changes, but I do have a friend visiting from Tejas, or Texas. I gotta stop saying Tejas. People don't know that's what that is. It means friendship, by the way. It's the original name for Texas. Anyway, so she and I are going on this big giant walk tomorrow to look at giant sculptures inside of a forest.
Yeah.
If I get back in time, I might not stream. Let's see. Steven says we will have a gay old time. Yes. Yes, exactly. Steven, isn't she the one that's 8 foot tall? Yes.
She is the one that everyone said they wanted to be stepped on by when the game first came out.
And as much as I do hate that connotation, I said this on Friday as well, I am a very tall female. I am just under 6 foot tall. I have an affinity for the shorter males, 5'10" and under. That's just a personal affinity. But most men aren't fond of 6 foot tall females. When Lady Dimitrescu was unveiled, The Twitter sphere at the time went nuts, and it made me feel good. It made me feel good. Everyone was really into the tall chick for once, and I liked that. So she's always had a kind of special place with me. And thank you so much, Nana. I will take lots of pictures because it's like these giant carvings and stuff. It'll be very cool. I really went off on a tangent, didn't I, Pete? Anyway, so join me next week. Tomorrow. So if I'm gonna be there tomorrow, it'll be 6:30 p.m. UK time. I'll definitely be back Wednesday. If I don't, for some reason, make tomorrow's stream, I will make it up on Tuesday. It will be a Tuesday. And we'll have something fun. We'll do something fun. Anyway, that's going to do it for this stuff. All our wonderful podcasts. I hope you guys have had fun. We've had fun. I'm speaking for Pete, but...
I've had fun.
Okay, he just shrugged. Okay,
I've had fun.
Shrugged.
Just finally, for those listening, obviously, or those who want to watch us live, twitch.tv/rapid reviews. It's on the YouTube, Spotify, all that jazz, but you can hear that in the outro. But we will be back live on Twitch on the 25th of May.
Ooh, that's cray-cray. So that's going to do it for us. So we'll see you and talk to you next week.
No, we won't.
Bye. No, we won't.
Bye-bye.
Well, sort of.
Sort of. Yeah. Bye. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Rapid Reviews Radio Podcast. You can watch the recording of the show live on Twitch every Sunday evening at 7 p.m. UK time at www.twitch.tv/Rapid Reviews. You can also watch the podcast on YouTube. Search Rapid Reviews 5534. And you can also watch the video version of the show on Spotify. Just search Rapid Reviews Radio. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up, a rating, or a comment on this episode. You can also follow us on Twitter at rrradiopod, as well as on Blue Sky at rrradiopodcast.bsky.social. Also be sure to visit rapidreviewsuk.com for all the latest reviews and previews.